It's a wrap! Fucking rat. I smell a rat. Mucho hato. They freaking see that? See, they fill the fucking case. Fucking rats. We just send a link to somebody, and I'll finish another one. These are all for personal friends of mine. They're online friends. However personal online friends can be. Dr. Drill, Dr. Drill. Yes, it's time. Fire the drill. Fucking case. I hate rats. That stupid rat. Fucking hot ass stupid fucking shit they fill it with. Rats are stupid. What a mess. Look at this shit. Why do they do this for? Oh yeah, I want extra shit like this in my clutch. What the fuck, people? Why the fuck would you fill your clutch with that? Why the fuck would you do that? So stupid. But anyway, here's my rat. Get at me if you want one. I still have to sand them right here, make them nice and smooth. Let's set that up. Hey, a question. Hey, what's up, Will? Which one did you want, Will? Which one did you want? I think this one will look cool. I can like. I send you one, Will. Send you one with your plate. I was just passing time, cutting covers, like I do. Waiting for somebody to come on to talk to, you know? What a mess. Marley. Should I fix the penis cover or should I ship it out to somebody? What do you think, Will? What do you think? Should I send it out or should I fix it? Yeah, I'll send you this one. Sure. I still have to deck the surface, you know, and do this thing. Should I fix it or leave it? Leave it as a deck and send it to somebody. What's up, Will? Earphones out. Somebody told me I need to protect my ears, so I was like, cool. Hiding in my freaking headphones. That's what I was doing. Hiding in my headphones and cutting covers. On the on this cover, I'm not sure what I want to cut on that. I do like the covers on this I cut. The reason why I like to cut the covers on the Magneto is I can paint this Magneto black, put a laser reflector on it, and get a perfect RPM sensor without trying to use a plug sensor, which is going to count every misfire. And boy, I don't really want to do that show because nothing pisses off the gas bike community like showing how much a two-stroke misfires past 8,000 RPM. How would I fix it? Oh, I'd cut a bigger hole in the penis thing. I just cut it so I used to do covers. I got one here somewhere where I'd cut out the whole thing. I would cut it. My old style was I would cut it all the way out, all the way out, all the way around. I'd cut it here, here, and the whole face cover would be open. And that's how I'd fix it, though. I just cut the whole thing out and put a big 3.5 circle in the middle. And those look pretty cool. I've got one of those lying around somewhere. But these are the ones I made for, you know, you and a couple other people. You, Dread, whoever. That'd be funny sending that through customs. What is it? Whatever's not tariffed in your country. It's a paper cup. Tariff that, bitch. It is something worth 1 cent. Recycled aluminum. How about that one? Try and tax the recycled aluminum. That's what I say. Thanks for the thumbs up, Will. I appreciate it, man. I really do. Turn that up. Yeah, it'd be easy to fix that. This is the rat, and I hate the rat because they fill both sides of the case with like sticky, nasty crap. And this one's really close to being all the way out right here. Got a little part right there. But it's because it was hitting that nasty crap. And I could have resharpened my blades again, but I was just on a roll, you know, smashing holes through shit. Cutting holes. What are you doing, Brad? Cutting holes. Why am I cutting holes? To make it look cool. Dropping my phone. This one's almost done. I just widened it. I'm going to RTV it. Let's do that. Shift this engine out. Hopefully. I pulled it off because there was still a tiny bit of crosstalk. Broke it down, checked the cylinder and all that because I wanted to check the cylinder. Let's get some gliding. A little more gliding. Oh, you got a question? I'm sorry, I didn't catch it. What's the question, Will? Yes. This material is a hell of a lot stronger than a China doll cylinder. It's a two-part casting. If you chop this cylinder apart, you'll notice that it has a cylinder casting and then it has another casting of the outside, which normally most cylinders aren't cast that way. A lot of people are going to like call me out on that shit, but I have one cut in half over here somewhere. Yes, in my spare time, I chop cylinders up. Where is it? Here we go. There you go. Okay, here we go. Here is a cylinder cut from a TS400. This is the first casting, and that's the second casting. And this shit is very, very hard. This is soft as cast. This stuff right here is very, very hard stuff. It is hard stuff to cut. And I was toying around with making lifters to just make the spacer out of chopped up cylinders. It's one of my ideas early in the game was to use a cylinder to lift the spacer. Does that have anything to do with performance? Well, if you get your intake and your exhaust the perfect timing height, yes, it does. Right here is from here to there is how much the piston's going to sit and where it sits and where your sweep is. The sweep is where, when the piston's all the way down at bottom on the exhaust side, how perfectly smooth is it on the top of the piston to the top or the bottom of the exhaust. And that's your sweep. You want that to be as close as possible. Definitely not hanging up, if anything hanging down, but you want it perfectly level. Now, a lot of people would tell you that's 128 degrees on the wheel or whatever. I don't deal with the wheel, whatever. Haha, 128. How about that? But um, what you wanted is level, is the perfect sweep. That person designing the cylinder was trying to achieve, and then the EPA or whoever was telling them how to design their cylinder to match air quality control. They make them lift up the intake and the exhaust to pass it. They spread the distance out in between the two. Why the China doll is such a dog. There you go. Here's a spacer. Here's your space, or here's this 3/16 wheel, and here's a regular China doll base gasket. And here's the difference. We'll flip it over and show you how much you have to remove to make your case wide enough. And one thing I was toying with was redesigning the cylinder by filling the studs and making it match the China doll. You just put that on there like that. And what I'd have to do is bring it down, right? Fill the holes up and re-drill it to fit a normal China doll. And then grind all this away to fit a stud, all this away to fit a stud, and all this away to fit a stud. And then it would actually fit onto a China doll case. Not with the studs, but with regular cap M8s. What do I mean by cap? Cap is a cap screw. That's a cap screw. You ever wondered what I'm talking about when I say cap screw? That's what I'm talking about. Cap screw. Okay, let me catch up. Does that have anything to do with performance? Everything to do with performance. Dude, that was nice. Tell the other man about that. Which other man? Oh, everybody watches my shows afterwards, Will, and nobody ever wants to go on the show and ask me any questions. I don't know why they're like that, but whatever. My audience is my audience. I'd rather have an audience that communicates with me, like you, like, try and do something where people want to know, like that. Hole punch that was on the magnet. There it is. I was looking for that forever. Let's remove that. Put the disc on. Find the flat part. Flat part goes to the Allen. Just like that. Now you have an Allen. Put my check key where it goes on the magnet every time. Gosh darn it. Extra drill bits on the magnet. More extra drill bits on the magnet. Even more. Need more magnets. Well, I'm looking for an Allen to tighten that up. M4. Adjusting my deck height. Any other questions before I hit that plug? Okay, hold on. Let me move that out of the way and get your question. Pick up my syringe full of oil. Okay, the spark, gas, air, the three elements. Okay, you want to talk about three elements. Spark, gas, air. Where does the air come from? Hopefully through your carburetor and not any other holes. Where does the fire come from? Hopefully from your magneto and your CDI to your spark plug. Where does your fuel, air, the fuel should be misted into the oxygen to make a mist, not a gas, not a liquid, a mist. Like a chicken. Chicken. Here's your spacer roll. Like a chicken. I'll do yours first anyway. And the three elements, how would you know you're getting the three elements? The spark plug's wet. Good source that you're getting fuel, oxygen. You feel the suction off the back of the carburetor. Put your hand right here and try and start it, and you should feel a small suction, and then you should feel a big suction and pull it away. That's called cupping the carburetor. This is a Mikuni clone. A little too big for my taste, though. It's a 28. 28 might work on a 56 millimeter or 58 millimeter, but 52, it's kind of large on a 52, and it's definitely large on a 49 millimeter piston. Why is it too large? Well, because you'd have to cap it to get enough suction to get the engine going. It's not going to take off until it gets a suction. And I don't want to talk about a plunger or anything like that, because a lot of people call it my toilet talk and all that. But check your air. Feel your carburetor. Make sure it's sucking. I like a big hill. I like to cover the carburetor and let it go down. So it's best to overkill. No, it's not best to overkill when it comes to a carburetor, because the larger, you need that suction to start. So with a larger carburetor, you're always going to be pulling the choke or cabinet with your hand to start it. That's not optimal. That means that your mix is going to be different. And all that will. And that's your oxygen. Okay, is it getting oxygen? Okay, and then the third element is fire, gas, oxygen. That's all three of them. And then we have compression. Is it leaking? It's really easy to tell. Put your finger on it and should push it up, pull it down. Pulling it down is just more important than pushing it up. You should feel it push down, and then you should feel it pull, like we're not losing compression into the cylinder the wrong direction, which is called blowdown. You ever hear me talk about blowdown? That's what I'm talking about. Blowdown, it's when you look at a piston. There's a piston right here. You see that casting right there, and that casting right there, that brownness right there? That's called blowdown. That means that when the gas is ignited or the fuel is ignited, some of it escapes, and it will mark your piston where it's going. And I see everybody looking at the top of the piston when they should really be looking at the sides of their piston to see how much blowdown they're getting. It's normal to have blowdown here where your transfers are. That's perfectly normal to have a blowdown here. To have a blowdown on the intake or exhaust side, that's bad. If you have it on the exhaust side, that means that the piston's not fitting tight enough in the cylinder to block out the air coming out of the exhaust. When it's supposed to block out, that means the fuel is going to come from here And instead of going into the case like it's supposed to, it's going to go into your exhaust and leak a ton of fuel out your exhaust. If you have a piston that doesn't fit tight enough up against the exhaust to hold the pressure. And how you would tell is you'd look at the blowdown on the exhaust side. On a chainsaw, it's easy to tell because it always has the arrows, but the intake side's always going to have the pins. And China dolls, you're always going to be looking for the pins on, and you can't go by the arrow. But on a chainsaw, you can always go by the arrow. The arrow will always point to the exhaust side. China dolls, when they put the things in, they're not even looking. They're just bam, 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 putting the pins in and going. You probably get paid per piston or something. And that's why half of them are on the wrong side. I don't know if he was on or not. I'm always up to talk to other YouTubers. Fuck, I would love to have two-stroke stuffing on my show. I mean, he's famous. I would love to sit down and I don't even smoke cigars, but I would with him. And people would ask me, why would you smoke a cigar with him? Because they taste nasty and all that, but it's like drinking a beer with a social person. I mean, I don't drink beer, but often, but when I do, it's usually because somebody else drinks beer, and you just want to lighten them up, and you want them to talk to you like, they're not at work, they're at home, they can ease up, and smoking with somebody usually does that, or drinking with somebody usually does that. But yeah, that'd be cool to have somebody famous on the show. And I would probably be asking all the questions to him instead of the other way around. He gets trapped in these holes, though. Here goes your case, bro. Gotta let it cool down. Ooh, the yard sale signs are getting painted. Ooh, those are good, Grandma. I like those. Grandma's having a yard sale tomorrow. Over the weekend. Hot. Here's your case. Cover. And then I just have to hit the other side with it. Look at that, though. Isn't that cool? How shiny they come out. And just run it on a deck. It is hot, though. I can't believe how hot that is. Yeah, hit me up, Will, and I'll send you a case cover and your thing. Hit me up on Facebook. Join my Monster Builders and Super Motorbikes on Facebook, and hit me up on friend me on Facebook, and I'll send it out to you. Get your address. Yeah, and I need somebody to edit all this shit down. I'm supposed to take like a 50-minute to an hour show and edit it down to 10 minutes to try and get it on the top of YouTube for bikes, motorized bikes. And my shows are way too long, so I need to edit them down to 10 minutes like they're supposed to be. But I just found that out last night. I'm supposed to do an introductory. I'm supposed to cut it down, film like an hour, cut it down to 10 minutes for the replay. That'd be a lot of editing. But thanks for tuning in, Will, and everybody else that tuned in later. Please like, please subscribe. I love thumbs up more than anything. And I'll talk to you guys later. Hit me up on Facebook, Will,
and I'll get your plate out to you and your adapter and a piece of copper. See you soon, dude.